Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the daily scan for Tuesday, November 26, 2013. I just want to give you a heads up about Friday. There's a possibility that I may not make a video on Friday morning. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to tell you right now I'm not going to make a video on Friday morning, mainly because there is a 6 a.m. Black Friday special that I'm going to go after. I think I'm going to have to go after it anyway. It's a commitment that I made to somebody else for a certain product. I'm not going to let anybody know what it is because I don't want any competition, although I shouldn't worry about it. But anyway, no video Friday morning. Okay, so for today we have housing starts and housing starts. I think that is a something weird's going on there. I think there's only one of them. And at 9 o'clock we have Case-Shiller consumer confidence at 10 o'clock. And that's a couple auctions in the afternoon, and that's going to be about it for today. Yesterday was a pretty good day, I'd have to say, in the markets. Across the pond in Asia, we are just slightly bearish. Really flat is the way that I would call that, except for a couple of indexes. And in Europe, we're looking bearish as well today. Pretty solidly, almost across the board. All right. I had fun yesterday. I spent a lot of time in front of the market. Let's take a look at the futures. They are indicating a flat open. Gold is up a tad to 1251, maybe creeping back up to that 1300 level, and silver's back up above 20 bucks. I'm going to get my coins today. That's going to be one of my objectives. For the grandkids. And oil is at 94.58. So woke up to a little bit of snow here in central Ohio, maybe a half inch or so. It's 31 degrees, good creaky packing snow. So that was a kind of a nice surprise. I always like to have a little bit of snow around Thanksgiving just to keep it interesting. So yesterday, had a bunch of alerts go off, and I looked at a lot of them, and some of them were, well, they were all bullish alerts, and some of them started pulling back later in the day, or at least around after the open, I guess you might say. So what I did do, the only directional trade that I felt comfortable with out of the A+ list was LinkedIn, and I did a December bear call on that, December 1. For next Friday, hoping that light volume means not a lot of movement for this week, and maybe we can pull some theta out of that over the next 4 or 5 days. And then I also did an SPX bull put for today. Let's take a look at what we have going here. In play, I told you about the SPX. So when I looked at this, it was moving up very smartly, or actually just kind of not, it wasn't moving smartly, it was actually going kind of flat yesterday. And I had a limit order in, and it didn't really execute until later in the day. Let's take a look and see if they're on here even. Yeah, SPX was at 225 when it started its pullback and picked up my limit order. So I got in on that one. I did 2 of them. I got a whopping 50 cents. So we're looking at maybe, $100 on this. So We'll just have to wait to see what happens with that one. And it's going to expire on noon on Friday. And then another one that I did was I did a calendar on Apple. Or no, I didn't. I did an iron condor on Apple. Sorry. Let's reset these. And right now it's actually up $40. Sorry, sounds like the furnace is going to fire up. These are my strikes here. And this is what it looks like. And these are December 1, so that's next Friday, not this Friday. So that's what that one looks like. My LinkedIn, like I mentioned, is a bear call. We're looking at, got 76 cents on that one. And that's what that looks like. Actually, I had a limit order in on it, and it came up on this candle here and grabbed it. But I'm pretty happy. You know, it's I think that this one is, chances are good that it's going to work out. All right, and then Google, I did a iron condor on it, and it's not making any money right now, but again, this one I got in around this candle here, and then it made a big move and kind of freaked me out a little bit, and then it came back down and right back where we started practically. So happy with that one so far also. And then I wanted to look at the Apple simulated trade here on the calendar, and we're up $4 on that. And I have a calendar on Baidu. We want to take a look at that one, and I'm hoping that Baidu continues its march downward here as we head towards this target at the end of next week. And I think that pretty much summarizes the current positions. Let's see, we go through all these. Yes, we did. Okay. All right, now we can just run right over to the A+ list. I did some iron condors yesterday just because, you know, I'm seeing these tops. You know, I'm seeing a lot of consolidation at these high prices. And take advantage of it for now before any sort of change happens. And if a change is going to happen, I want to be able to get out of them early enough, and I'm going to be happy with 50% profit on a lot of these. So if that happens before Monday, that's great. All right, starting off with our A+ list, and this is what I'm talking about here. This is what I'm talking about, Willis. Is what I'm seeing right here. Is this choppiness. Choppy. Very little momentum. Just hanging out along the zero line. So I don't see any directional trade in Apple at the moment. Let's take a look at Adobe and see how that one is doing. That's an iron condor. This is a high, well, not really all that high of an IV, but it's an iron condor. That we really didn't, we collected a lot of premium on it, but it's way out there in December, regular December expiration. So we're still keeping an eye on that one. Let's shoot right over to Amazon, see what's going on there. It was a little bit late here for my taste when this alert went off yesterday. I was just like, I didn't like the spreads for this week, the strikes anyway, at the delta that I was looking for. And I just thought it was too risky I would have had to come in here maybe around 370 at the time. And not feeling real comfortable doing that. So I took a pass on Amazon. And there's nothing coming up for the near future. And then on Baidu, of course, we have this calendar we're shooting for. This mark here, I'm going to change it to a bear call target. So we'll look to see if it's going to come up there and meet that one. Celgene, is it still marching? Yeah, it took a break yesterday. At least it had a red candle. It's still gapped up, but at least it had a red candle. And we're still waiting for it to come down into our target area. We just keep sliding this out all the time. It's not cooperating. We'll have to see what it does when it does finally come back down on the stochastic. It'd be interesting to watch to see what happens there. Chipotle, again, they are choppy. They may be also ripe for an iron condor, but I really do think, looking at this weekly, I think that we're headed for a little bit of a correction. Was there a gap back here? Yes, there was a gap, and it's entirely possible we may come and fill this gap here. And of course, they always like to say, well, you know, it's got to fill a gap. It's got to fill a gap. Well, I suppose you could say that, but really, prices go up and prices go down. And if there was a gap and the price is going down and it was a gap up, well, probably it's going to fill it, you know, but it's not intentionally filling a gap. It's just that prices go up and prices go down. That's all there is to it. But it looks like it's definitely running out of gas. I'm getting tons of confirmation here to that effect. So if you want to do anything, you might want to short Chipotle if you can get the right prices. That's the key, if you can get the right strikes. Let's look into next week. Let's see here. I was messing around with theoretical price here the other day. Let's go down here to my setup. There. Now it looks better. All right. You might want to do like a bear call just out of the money at 535. I was hoping maybe we could get... Well, there we have a 1-to-1 at $5 a risk, $2.40 in credit. That's almost an exact match on risk and reward. That might be a play for today, going into next week. Let's see here. 530 has to move below this. It hasn't been below this in all this choppiness. That would be a gutsy play. Definitely a gutsy play. How about over here with a long vertical? That's 220. Yeah. So it'd have to be below 530 in order to do anything on that. Yeah. That could be. You know what? I'm going to put an alert on here. This is just a little bit, I guess you might say, not normal for me. But I might want to just take a look at this today and see if it might work out. So although the 50 MA, which is right here, is not working out, there's no reason to say that out of all our confirmations we have bear, 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 and bear. There's just like bear indicators all over the place. We've got a PPS down. We are flat over here on our 50 MA. So there's a lot of, I mean, on the 9, oops, we're also have a magenta dot there. So I think that it might just work out. So if we get any sort of movement down this morning, I'll get this alert and I'll come and take a look at it. All right, FedEx. we're still looking pretty bullish on FedEx. IV is pretty high. We have earnings out here towards the end of the year, but I'm not seeing an entry at this time. All right, Green Mountain Coffee. A gap up from earnings, so we're just going to hang around here and see if it's going to catch this downward trend here and continue on it. Yes, very interesting. Let's take a look at, well, actually it looks like it's picking up some momentum, and it has been. It crossed the zero line on the moving average, and quite a while ago we crossed the zero line on the regular MACD, so might be, yeah, I'm going to leave that one alone, of course. There's no entry indicator there. Here's the Google Iron Condor. Our 50 MA is moving up, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it's a pretty strong one. And we did have an entry here, but I'm in with this Iron Condor, and I think that's what I'm going to hang with for right now. Let's see how that works out. Linked in. Of course, we're already in on that, so we're not going to bother with that one. MasterCard. MasterCard, I took a pass on that yesterday. And I will continue to pass on it just because of this red candle here, at least for right now. Marvel is where I have the synthetic covered call. I was going to, what was I doing here? Oh, I threw a protective put on there just to see what would happen. Okay, so here's where I am with this right now. It's up 34 buckaroonies, and we have this expiring with the regular December monthly expiration because that's what they have. They don't have any weeklies on this. Well, they do. Okay. Make a liar out of me. Anyway, we're just keeping an eye on that one. So that's not doing too bad. I mean, 34 bucks on a $14 stock. That's not too bad. All right. Netflix. What do we got going on here? We're in auto. We just have a little march just right above the 50 MA. This play would have worked out. I had them on alert on the 22nd. And that is this date right here. I'm sure that alert triggered. And then I saw the pullback, so I chickened out. Alright, so we're going to have to wait for the next one on Netflix. Nike also had alert trigger on that, and then I saw this opening bar here shoot up and then come back down, so I chickened out on that one too after checking strikes for this week. Priceline, I'm not touching that one right now. Still, I got a little gun shy on some of these here. Ooh, this is a biggie here. I think we're in a trend reversal going on here with Kaihu. Kihu? I like Kaihu. Might be in a trend reversal. So we're going to look for a target up here. Oops. I'm going to look for a target up here. Tesla. How you doing, Tesla? Not Not too good, Guru. Huh. I'm going to move this over. So we're waiting for it to head towards that target. Visa took a pass on this when the alert triggered. So now we're back into moving this target over to here. So we need to wait a while on that one. Walgreens took a pass on it. Did we get a trigger yesterday? Yes. We had an alert set yesterday. It triggered, and all it did was pull back the rest of the day. That sort of tells me something. That, like a new high, right? And then it just pulled back from it. Is it going to come back and test it again? I don't know. I have a feeling we're in for a bit of a trend reversal in Walgreens. So here's all this topping stuff that I'm seeing in a lot of stocks. And I call it topping. It's getting very choppy here at the top. Top chop. Hey, I like that. Let's call it top chop. We got momentum leaving, and we got stochastic on the weekly maybe wanting to come down. So I might think about taking another look at Walgreens today and thinking about what type of play I might want to do on that. And then XLV's been on, wow, quite a, I mean, this gap up in this type of activity during the day. What's our volume here? I can't see volume on this chart. Let's go over to this chart here. And I'll go back to a single. And let's just pick a simple little style here out of my Option Guru Dark. No study. Alright, so volume here is 5 million. That's pretty high volume, I guess. So that's not the problem here. When I looked at this thing here intraday, I see just a little bit of a rollover here. That's interesting. Okay, but that's our last one, and I don't want to drag this out any longer than possible. Just one more video this week. But for today, we have Chipotle with a bear call, and I'm going to take a look at Walgreens and see if there's any type of play, maybe a calendar or something on the put side on that. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.